Of the Honorable Nani Kusiga. Tunga hudda ko be na kun nakahimagabit.
Ila takotaw tunga sa imiyabut tunga sa kutsiaktabut. We're very honored to welcome the federal ministers who are here tonight. The Minister of Indigenous Crown Relations and Northern Affairs, tunga suktitaw, the Honorable Carolyn Bennett. Nalutamani Nersimayuk, Minister of Indigenous Services, Jane Philpott, tunga suktitaw mili. Tamani Nekangmayuk Tana, Minister of Environment, Avatilirinang Mugavamatukakuni, Honorable Catherine McKenna.
And the Arctic Inspiration Prize has a growing list of supporters and great friends all across Canada, notably the Rideau Hall Foundation. And the foundation is the managing partner of the AIP and covers all of its operating costs. Thank you. The Right Honorable David Johnston is the chair of the foundation, and we are pleased to welcome him and his wife Sharon Johnston. We also want to welcome the president and CEO of the Rideau Hall Foundation, Scott Haldane.
Ilisaki gumamigat tigo amiswalu gat sila amisut ilitang natut pimmarilu takwa sibulak tiutialu itamani mata. We'd like to recognize all of the other important dignitaries that are in the room from the north, from the south, and they are here tonight, and you will have the opportunity to see them on stage throughout the evening.
We're so excited to have all three Northern Premiers here with us tonight, from Yukon, NWT, and Nunavut, and we will see them here on stage tonight. So the Arctic Inspiration Prize has also a growing list of prize partners that contribute funds so that more Northern teams can benefit from the AIP, and we will acknowledge them throughout the evening, but I want to say thank you and welcome, as I know many of the AIP prize partners are here tonight.
The Arctic Inspiration Prize, Mick, they also have many people who have joined as volunteers. And we all know that volunteers are like heaven are angels on earth, rather. Who believe in the dream and the vision of the AIP. And most of them are Northerners who are now members of the AIP Charitable Trust Board of Trustees, the National Selection Committee, and the 3 regional selection committees for Yukon, Dene area of the Northwest Territories, and Inuit Nunangat. And of course, you will also see them on the stage tonight.
And of course, the people who started it all. Let's give a warm welcome to the founders of the Arctic Inspiration Prize, Ms. Seema Sharifi and Mr. Arnold Witzig. Thank you so much for all your support and generosity.
Sila pigyak palia sigatta tan tunga sutisaka tabuunuk Kevin. We're going to welcome to the stage our national Inuit leader, Inung Nitana Kikatuktuk Kanatamuning. He's the president of the Inuit Tapirit Kanatami, Natan Obed. He will come on stage to make a special announcement on behalf of the Arctic Inspiration Prize. Tungasugit Natan.
Thank you.
Hi.
Good to see you.
You too.
I'm Nakomik Madeline. Welcome, everyone. As I've been introduced, my name is Natan Obed. I'm the president of Inuit Tapiri Kanatami. And I wanted to make an announcement on behalf of the Arctic Inspiration Prize and its founders. But before I do, I have to talk a little bit about the origins of the Arctic Inspiration Prize. And for me, the origins went back to the initial board meeting at ArcticNet, which was in Quebec City. And one of our agenda items was in relation to a mysterious donor who had an idea for a prize. And at that meeting, Martin Fortier had introduced the concept, but didn't even say the name of the individual because that person wanted to remain anonymous, because the prize was not going to be about an individual and the legacy of a person so much as it was about to help the Arctic and to help Northerners. So from that small conversation that we had at our board, in a research setting that people around the table imagined something very different than what we have here tonight. And it's only been a short 7 years between that moment and today. And what I'm filled with is this idea of generosity, the idea that the spark of the funds to create the Arctic Inspiration Prize also were a spark for generosity across Canada's north and for all those who want to see Northerners succeed, whether they're Inuit, First Nations, Métis, or non-Indigenous people who live and work and care for the North. This has become a rallying point, and the laureates and those who have benefited from the Arctic Inspiration Prize have done so not only for their own benefit, but for the benefit of communities. It takes a lot of effort from a myriad amount of people to create this prize, to imagine what it can be, to be jurors, and in the awarding process to put a night like this on, and for all of those who have invested their time and energy and money to this. The generosity is overwhelming, and just hearing the introductions from the different northern regions, it's exciting to think that all of us sit in this one room and imagine a better North together. The specific governance of the Arctic Inspiration Prize has always been a work in progress, from its origins closely associated with ArcticNet all the way up until today. In 2015, I was the fortunate individual who settled the Arctic Inspiration Prize Charitable Trust, and I was happy to do it. It was something that created a new chapter in the Arctic Inspiration Prize, and one that only recently has come into fruition. The creation of any entity takes time, and the governance models that run it have to be carefully selected. And we've had an amazing number of people who have acted as jurors and board members or trustees now in relation to the Arctic Inspiration Prize, and I want to recognize Patty Ballantine for the work that she has done in relation to that. And so it is interesting that I am up here giving an announcement when it is not, these are not my resources that I am announcing. But it is in the very same vein with Arnold Witzig not wanting to even be mentioned at the very first meeting to discuss the possibility of an Arctic Inspiration Prize that I am here talking to you about Arnold and Seema's generosity towards the Arctic Inspiration Prize and the Charitable Foundation. Arnold Witzig, an immigrant from Switzerland, Seema Sharifi, a political refugee from Iran, are some of the most unlikely people to have their hearts and their entire lives wrapped up in the Canadian North. But we welcome you, and we have appreciated your love and generosity to us. The announcement that I'm going to make is that Arnold and Seema are giving a $60 million gift that will populate or fund the Arctic Inspiration Prize Charitable Trust. with this, I would like to ask Arnold and Seema to come to the stage. And I do think I speak for all of us when I say that we love you, and we are so happy that you have chosen to spend your time with us.
Thank you, Nathan, for being our friend, for your kind words, and for having been the settler of the AIP Charitable Trust, and for your ongoing strong support.
Our adult kids, Svenja and Marco in Switzerland, know and understand the vision and the purpose of the Arctic Inspiration Prize and our commitment to it. After having received support in the past, they know that all our wealth is dedicated to the AIP, and they still like us. Wow. Actually, Marco has flown in from Switzerland to be here tonight. Thank you, Svenja and Marco. The AIP could not have been born or developed the way it did without the full commitment of and teamwork with my partner, Seema. Thank you, Seema Can, for all the thoughtful suggestions you have made, the encouragement to push forward and not to give up, and for all those long hours we worked and discussed things together.
Thank you, Arnold John. And there is massive Southern support for the AIP and the North. The partnership agreement between the AIP Trust and the Rideau Hall Foundation secures management services and coverage of all the operational costs by the RHF for at least the next 5 years. This Southern commitment allows that 100% of the funds from all the AIP prize partners directly go to the Northern AIP laureates, and it provides crucial stability for the AIP.
You know, once I asked Mary Simon, what would be the most important thing to guarantee continuity of the AIP? She told me to make sure that coverage of the operational costs and management are secured. Well, here we are. Thank you to the Rideau Hall Foundation and to the Right Honourable David Johnston as its chair, and Mary Simon.
But now let us come to the most important part of all this, the North. I want to share with you a quote from us that has been on the homepage of the AIP website from the very beginning. It is our dream and hope that the prize will create an ever-growing network of individuals and organizations with a compassion for the North, comprised of Northerners and Southerners, indigenous organizations and corporations, governments, businesses and industries, philanthropy, research and education, which together encourage, enable, and celebrate the many achievements of the people of the North.
Together with ArcticNet, we launched the prize in 2012. The first 2 years was a trial to see if it works, and it did. The next step was to reach out to Northerners, because without the North leading it and getting fully engaged, it would not make sense to keep it going. But as Southerners and recent immigrants to Canada, we didn't know anything about the North. nor did we know anybody up there, and they sure had never heard of us. So the perfect door to the north for us was this very same Northern Lights Conference in 2014. I came to the event and walked around and around, met new people, asked questions, and started making connections.
We were still looking for the first Northern partner, and then an invitation to a NUNASI board meeting in Yellowknife came. We know several board members are here tonight. The NUNASI Corporation, owned by the Inuit of Nunavut, became the first Northern partner of the Arctic Inspiration Prize. Thank you. Without you joining the IP at that critical moment, it is very likely that we would have terminated the project and we would not have been celebrating laureates together tonight.
With Nunavut on board, other northern regions soon started to follow. All the northern governments joined as well. And on it went. Industry with stakes in the north, more indigenous organizations, then airline partners, media partners, sustainability partners. Wow, look at this slide. We had a dream and we hoped, and here we are, thanks to all of you. It was not that easy to bring everyone on board. To develop a relationship and trust takes effort and time. One of the latest to join, and I deeply admire, for all she has done for the North and the way she did it, was Nelly Gournoyer. But now, here you will have her on the stage tonight as the chair of the National Selection Committee of the AIP. Thank you so much, Nelly.
We hope that for many years to come, all you partners will continue to keep Northern ownership of the AIP secured, and with it, it's in sustainability. Of course, there is always room for others to join: industry, business, philanthropy, and everyone else who wants to support ideas and aspirations of the people of the North.
Today, Northern leadership is established and the AIP Board of Trustees and its staff. And within these two groups, there are Northerners and Southerners working together respectfully. Please join us on the stage. The trustees.
Oh, they're sitting all over the place.
Please welcome the chair, Patty Balsillie from Yukon, from NWT, Kayla Kakwi-Scott, from the Inuit Settlement Region, Lucy Kuptana, from Nunavut, Udloriak Hansen, from Nunavut, Jason Anahatak. Unfortunately, he can't be here tonight. From Nunatsiavut, Sophie Pamak. Representing laureates, Candice Lees, also a winner. And from the south, for the industry, Pierre Gratton, can't be here either. For philanthropy, Tim Broadhead. And for science, Martin Fortier. And please also welcome the staff of AIP, Kevin Kabluziak, Katie Blasco, and Alicia Dobson. Thank you all for your dedication to the AIP. It is really great to see the entire North represented and support coming from the South. Thank you. And last but not least, as I'm getting older, it's a great relief for me that with great pleasure and trust, I am now handing over the responsibility for continued success and growth of the prize that comes with joy and reward, also to a Northerner, Kevin Kabluziak, Executive Director of the AIP, and Inuk from laureate Nunavut.
Thank you so much.
Kevin, from the bottom of our heart, we wish you success. We wish you, I'm sorry. From the bottom of our hearts, we wish you success and joy with the AIP for many years to come. May the wisdom of this small gift help you in the exciting voyage ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're all looking forward to seeing a growing impact of the AIP throughout the North, while Arnold and I look on for the rest of our lives.
Thank you. Okay, you can leave.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Seema and Arnold. I'm not supposed to be recognized or have the spotlight because I feel I haven't done very much for all that we have seen to this day since the AIP was launched 6 years ago. But I do feel a sense of great honor and great gratitude, but also great responsibility to see that as Northerners, are seen more and more for who we really are, capable people, that when given the chance and resources, we can and we will do great and remarkable things for ourselves and all of Canada. Ayung itugot, ayung ilarik tugot.
Nagligayaw darik put Inuit, Kevin. 60 million. O kadlangang. Aw katalungan ni. I never seen 60 million before. This is going to be amazing.
It's amazing how light 60 million feels like.
That's amazing. Another round of applause. That was so amazing.
Oh my God. Wow.
Tatamiw matuin na huli ka
generosity.
$60 million. We're going to be saying that a lot tonight, I think. But
wow.
Kevin, it sounds to me like you're going to be working like a dog. like Arnold
did. Well, Arnold always said that he was always working like a dog.
Okay,
Jeez.
so what I also heard is that Arnold and Seema had all this money, but Arnold worked like a dog to make this money in Switzerland, and then he came all the way over here to Canada, and then he worked like a dog to give it all away. Kevin wrote my script, Arnold. Okay? Don't kick me out yet.
She's lying. Troublemaker. So I guess it's now my job to work like a dog to, one, make more money and give it all the way at the same time. How crazy is that? I can't believe that. Actually, I didn't realize this, that it was going to be like this until tonight.
Okay.
In front of all these people, so now I feel like there's no turning back. I'm going to take a little seat. So while I do that, introduce our next guest.
Oh, katakayalo ni. Pua, hey, Kevin, pua. A dog is really a man's best friend, they say, right? And ours too now. Tema unuk at sualo upin nak tunig tako katanek si makawata tuniyo yuilu ilisarayo yuilu pikatalang mata. The Arctic Inspiration Prize presents tonight Kiviok Returns. Kiviok Utekpok. It's produced by the 2015 Arctic Inspiration Prize laureates. Kagiabut. Ityang. Tunga suktisiyaga ta natukimuak tisiyingat kagiabukut. I'd like to invite the director Umatinutana at Tualarimiyok. Very dear to my heart. Let's welcome Lakuduk Williamson Bathory to the stage to introduce the show. I'm proud of you.
Gadali nunaj. Nunachiavut. Nunavik. Nunavut. Nunachia. Nunamta. Picture, if you will, our homeland, where the sea ice now stretches from one piece of land to the other, rumpled at the edges because of the tides. And the skies just seeping in sweet colors of pink and orange and blue. It's winter where we live. And with the winds and the snow and the tides and the moon waxing and waning, the seasons will change. And soon, water will start lapping along the shores. And people will start to boat. Now imagine one misty, moisty morning, a kayak appears. And on that kayak is a man. He comes up to the shore and cries out, "Ashiki, ashikiki." He cries that out every time he comes to a new land. Because, of course, he is Kiviok. Kiviok is our traveler. A simple man, a real man, a man full of folly, full of imagination, full of power, and full of mistakes. A real man that by simple propelling, by simple mode of travel, has become immortal. And these are the stories that we're going to be telling you tonight, just now. And we are Kagiavut. The emblem of the Arctic Inspiration Prize is such a familiar sight in our office. We've been allowed to exist because of the Arctic Inspiration Prize. We are so very grateful to have been able to go forth with our projects, the Kagik project, to be able to work with Inuit performing artists, to work with Inuit youth to use Okatsivut, to use our language, to use Unikaktagut, our stories, Amabisid, our songs. We have Inuit artists across all our homelands that are working professionally as artists. It's an incredible endeavor. And tonight you will see all Inuit cast, the tech crew full of Inuit, and we're all creating it together. pierakusi masakut ingerlaniarpuut. Quyannamik.
Takuagok, nunalialuit, amisuluti, kiviukut, atau yahatak tualu matagok, hoveasut tualu luti. Avunga tupik vimut natiop ki nakukuluan kinirealaurin. Naniguvio hainiakpa. Ima vimuti kuvit. Ima kanga norlutit isaluti. Unak niakputi. Hutakut akak te hatak niakakin. Sijakut pui hatak niakputi.
Anak tu sugalu ka bitiyo mangilag. Taku gisik gualu. Upatialo. Naulin dulu ya kak. Dulu ya kali now.
Kuduk bang itu kuduk dari rivana. Isir lutit, sinilaw. Kami kipanik sirniarmat. How si luaw. Hiyut tareak niya. Oh, Lord!
Kami kakakin! Kami kakakin! Kami kakakin!
Doktora Sapa. Nano ko ba? Una ay patigayak tulaw.
Nano ko ba? Una ay patigayak tulaw. Nano ko ba? Una ay patigayak tulaw. Nano ko ba? Una ay patigayak tulaw.
Kami kik na. Alexi kik na. Mga tabba. Ulit yung lapin niya kakarakan.
Mga tabba, sinasapin niya kakarakan.
Inuit ayungitut. Inuit are capable. Our people are survivors, though we've recently been hit with many waves of change. Ananat sera nunami biroksak taulautok. Ananaga nunami inunyang mat. Ananat sera ananagalu uvanullu inusivut asijitchertok. For the sake of Canadian sovereignty, our people were moved from camps into settlements, registered with E-numbers, identified with dog tags. Families were forcefully relocated to the high Arctic, where darkness exists for several months of the year. Human flagpoles, lost generations, attempted assimilation, forced religion, lost languages, stolen cultures, dog slaughters, residential school survivors, victims of rape. And we wonder why we are dying by our own hands. The pain that lives in my grandmother is the same pain that lives in my mother, and the same pain that lives within me. Kisiani mana isulimmat. Damapta nangya katigigata. Damapta makigerluta. Koveaso katigiger kaktugut. We must believe that there is enough love and enough hope in our communities and in our country that we can move forward to a brighter future for our children.
Laga khalak tunga tingmangu gama tingmat aula sungum mata
Maligo mayonga kisyang miyo wangik tunga Aula kajang niyang mitya kaligama. Aula kajang niyang mitya. Acceptunga.
Kiviok utirto.
I'm still wiping my tears. Panigakataw man, my beautiful daughter is a part of that crew. Pagkiabot, Kiviok returns. Pingwak tingit patatuktak siya kanila uli. Oh, ngila.
Kiviok mohang nakun. I'm so inspired. Oh my goodness, whenever I'm inspired, I want to be just like them. Did you hear all that throat singing?
You could be just like them. Unrehearsed. You were inspired.
Oh my goodness, something came over me. I could feel it.
Thunk.
Okay,
you were full of surprises, Kevin.
But that was powerful. That was poignant. So much joy, so many different emotions. It's incredible. So proud of our young people. So again, this performance comes from the laureates of the 2015 Arctic Inspiration Prize, Kagyavut. And the group is working hard to realize their dream of one day seeing the first ever performing arts center in Nunavut. So don't forget to check them out. We need to support them. That was incredible. Kagyavut. Remember that. Kagyavut.
Ay, kulog.
Maitia.
Tema. Takwa tunak ko siya mituni si kataktut ilagyak paliat sutik surlo ilagi tu yalak mata. The Arctic Inspiration Prize is now a big family, and we want to take a moment to acknowledge some of the partners. Tako ilisari gumayavut. Ilagiyaw kataktut atingit nuitaneaktun nuitakataktut. We'd like to acknowledge our ceremony partners, our hosts, Northern Lights, the 2015 AIP laureates, Kagevut, and our airline partners, Air North and Malu First Air Kun.
The AIP's Northern Indigenous Prize funding partners are Danande Development Corporation, Nunavut Tungavik, Nunasi Corporation, with members from Kitilmuyut Inuit Association and the Kitilmuyut Corporation, Kivallik Inuit Association and Sakku Investment, and also Kikirtan Inuit Association and Kikirtalu Corporation, so that's from Nunavut. In Nunavik, we have Makivik Corporation, and from Nunatsiavut Group of Companies. And in the NWT, Tlicho Investment Corporation. Thank you.
Nakomik, Matna, Masi.
And from government, thank you to the government of Nunavut, government of the NWT, government of Yukon, Kativik Regional Government in Nunavik, and also City of Whitehorse, Canadian Northern Economic Agency, Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada, and also Polar Knowledge Canada. Thank you all of you.
Of course, and from industry, Nakomitavut, thank you, Agnico Eagle Mines, ADCO Limited, Glencore Raglan Mine, Baffinland Iron Mines, the Woodwork Group of Companies, Amalu, Nakomimiyavut, thank you, RBC Wealth Investments, Dominion Securities, and H&N Investment Council, Takwalupuigongitavut, thank you, ArcticNet.
And thank you to our media partners, arts and culture partners, and sustainability partners. All of you, thank you so much for supporting AIP.
Ilalo, do you thank CBC for letting me go and come hang out with you for a little bit?
Yes, thank you, CBC.
Noted. All these organizations, companies, and governments have given money or support to the prize. And 100% of their contributions will be a part of the funds given to tonight's laureates of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize. And this is possible because of the generous support of AIP's managing partner, Rideau Hall Foundation, that covers all operational costs. Nakongme. Thank you.
And now to say a few words on the importance of supporting the North, we'd like to welcome Chair of the Rideau Hall Foundation, the Right Honorable David Johnston. Welcome.
Asuyutet. Bonsoir, chers amis. Good evening. My, what power, what emotion in what we just saw, and what creativity. And what stories the song and the dance and the words tell us about this wonderful, creative nation, Canada. Je veux parler ce soir de trois choses, très brièvement. Le bureau du gouverneur général, la fondation de Rideau Hall, et troisièmement, l'inspiration pour ce prix. Let me just speak briefly about three things. One, why is the Arctic Inspiration Prize of interest to the Office of the Governor General? Because it is focused on the fundamental values of what makes Canada a very special place. And it has a special responsibility for Crown First Nations relations. And as you know, that is something on which we must work constantly. To see Canada as truly from sea to sea to sea. And what this Arctic Inspiration Prize does is help those of us from the South understand that it really is three-cornered. It's coast to coast to coast. In my installation speech in October 2010 when I was installed as the 28th Governor General of Canada, I spoke about a smart and caring nation, a call to service, and spoke about the vision of the office, which is to connect, honor, and inspire communities from coast to coast to coast. And that brings us to the Rita Hall Foundation. We felt that we needed an imaginative, entrepreneurial institution that could amplify the work of the Governor General and establish partnerships across the country. When Arnold came to see us, Arnold, you were counting earlier tonight, it took about, I think, 3 seconds of your raising this idea when we said, this is really something that is so appropriate for the office of the Governor General through the Rita Hall Foundation. And so we got busy with you and have been the partner, trusted partner, to help to carry out this prize. Let me speak about the word inspiration. It is a prize that will inspire the development of the North by the Northerners, but it will also inspire Southerners to understand more about this country and how precious the northern part of the country is. One of the great blessings that Sharon and I have had in the last 7 years in this job, which we finished last October, is to establish a personal friendship with Arnold and Seema, who would not want me to be speaking further in their praise tonight. But I do so because we so value that personal friendship, and we've learned so much from them. And when we speak about the Arctic Inspiration Prize, I think about the inspiring people who started it. And think of what this means for Canada. 2 people that came here, Arnold from one background, Seema from another, very challenging background, chose Canada as the place to come, fell in love and got married. And then, as most of we Southerners have not done, understood the North and saw how important it was that one reinforces those fundamental values of the North that have to do with resilience, that have to do with creativity, and that have to do with learning to live in a harsh environment and creating families that can sustain themselves, especially based on hope. One of the other prizes that we established, and the Rita Hall Foundation has helped to network for it, is the Governor General's Innovation Award. And out of that exercise, we wrote 2 books, one called Ingenious, about stories of Canadian innovation, and the other a children's edition, which is called Ingenious Nation, and there's a copy in every school in the country now. And we did that because we wanted to advance the culture of innovation, which is simply doing things better, and the creativity of Canadians. And as we began collecting the stories, we thought 50 stories of innovation would be fine, and then we found there were 150, and we said that's fine for 150th anniversary. And we kept going, and we had to stop at 297 because the publisher says that's all we can contain in a book this size. We created a website called innovationculture.ca to capture the stories that we haven't told and should tell, but the other parts of the story. But I was so astonished as we were working on that book of the number of innovations that are pre-European settlers, and in particular, the number of innovations from the North. Let me just cite 3. The life jacket came from Inuit people, who, when sealing and falling off the ice floe, were not worried about drowning. They could swim, but they were worried about hypothermia. So they developed a vest of sealskin sewed together with caribou sinew, and they were able to avoid hypothermia and get themselves. Think of the life jacket and how many children have learned to swim with that and how many lives it saved. The kayak. Engineers tell me that it is, just think of the gold medals that Canadians have won at the Olympics with the kayak, huh? And when you think of that craft on water and how resilient and how fast and durable it is, that's quite something. And the igloo, which we see as the pictures on the postcards, Buckminster Fuller's geodesic dome at Expo 67 was one of the great engineering feats, because I'm told by my engineering friends that the engineering of that particular dome is quite remarkable in what it can hold as a structure and the forces it can withstand and the temperature it can keep within and the heat that it preserves. Again, something that came long before the Europeans. And that simply reminds us, I think, of the creativity of the North. And what Arnold and Seema have done as people who have looked at Canada with new eyes have helped those of us who've been here for a few more waves of immigration to see the North and the people who have been here for a very, very long time with new eyes and with new appreciation. So while the prize is so important for innovation in the North, Northerners creating better lives for Northerners and extending it right across the North in each community, it's also helped to us in the South to be inspired to understand that part of our country, to welcome it and to embrace it. And when we see a performance as we've just seen a moment ago, to say, my heavens, aren't we lucky to have such creativity in this country. So Arnold and Seema, thank you for choosing Canada. Thank you for being great teachers. Thank you for this quite extraordinary sum of money, which is permanent. This is endowed. That's $60 million, which will grow as more monies are added to it, will be reinvested so the purchasing power keeps pace with inflation, and the yield beyond that will go for prizes each year. And I guess our grandchildren and great-grandchildren will come to an auditorium like this and they'll see some great productions from the Arctic Inspiration Prize. And I should finally say, out of coming to know and befriend these remarkable people, they have given their entire life estate to this prize, including, I should say, the 1989 Subaru, which Arnold will drive across the country from Ottawa to Vancouver regularly. And I hope he continues to drive it for some time because we don't want that to be included in the endowment of the prize for some time to come. Let me just end with two of my favorite lines from poetry, which I leave with you as I think about the inspiration of the Arctic Inspiration Prize, and not simply what it does for the North and Northerners, but what it does for all of us as Canadians. Some people see things as they are and wonder why. We dream of things that ought to be and ask, why not? Merci. Merci. Mutna, mutna.
Nelly, matna layo, okaw hep patuga.
Yes! Inutitiwak sa titalo yung hatamago. Kevin's a good teacher. How are you all doing? Hanwing ila si ila kapik. Kobe anak si Valiato na si Manay. Thank you, Mr. Johnston, for that. And now we turn to the focus for the reason that we're here. The laureates of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize. These are the teams with innovative projects that have been chosen by the AIP National Selection Committee as laureates.
And our National Selection Committee is composed of distinguished individuals known for their commitment to the Canadian Arctic and the people. And here to introduce the first prize category is the chair of the 2017 AIP National Selection Committee. Please welcome Nelly Cournoyer.
Kuyanini, thank you, Kevin and Madeleine. It is an honor to be asked to chair the National Selection Committee for the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize. This is the 6th anniversary of the Arctic Inspiration, and we can celebrate the vision of Arnold in looking to the north and understanding how very far behind our communities are in having opportunities to develop proposals that reflect the need in areas that are not necessarily fundable in any other way. Seema, thank you too. There's a little need to go over the issues that have been held back for a long period of time. But we talk about progressive action going forward. Something made in the North, an inspiring approach, target to specific groups on action and their dedication and time and effort that they put into all the submissions that have come forward. And let me tell you, I've read every one of them. And when you read through them, whether you win or lose, every word meant so much to those people who are developing those proposals. Their hearts and their souls were into those proposals, and you could feel that, is this good enough? Are we going to get there? Is it going to make it? And you could feel that. But I didn't feel sorry for myself because the proposals were that high. But anyway, in any event, you learn a lot from reading what people present. But no matter how big or small and small a support that one is getting, the Northern Arctic solutions can go a long way. It may not be necessarily fit for a government criteria or fit into a government criteria, which we've all educated ourselves in trying to get there through that process. We can look at a number of successfully targeted programs that have gained support. And these are things that we look at and we say, yeah, government did step out of the box. Government did decide to take action. And I'll name a few. One is the interpreter program. One was the law program out of Iqaluit. And the other one is a teacher program. And these ones have to keep being supported because you have to target people. It's not necessarily just to run one program for one group of people just because it's the program. I really believe sincerely that we should be targeting people, selecting them, and making sure they're taken care of while they're going through the process. Many times, the people who stop and start again or don't make it is because they have so many worries at home. They have worries at home because they are going to lose their homes if they go to school. They won't be able to go back to their homes once they've concluded their lessons and their grade levels. So these are things that we know we have to try to find a way to help people. Arctic Inspiration has been as a good friend of mine, Dr. Chris Louie. He says, we don't really need a handout. What we need is a hand up in every aspect of life. People are strong and resilient, and we know that we can do it, but it's not always going to come about by people just doing as usual. It takes the minds of the leaders, and it takes the minds of Arctic Inspiration as Arctic Inspiration is putting forward. The criteria certainly has made a little bit more flexible so that youth can participate, regions can participate. And I sincerely believe this is one program that can show the way, given the support, and you will see that. It's not something that we're talking about, it's something that you've seen demonstrated today and last year. And I'm really pleased that there's been some new support for it. And $60 million is a lot of money because last week I was wondering how I was going to pay my power bill. You know, but what we have to do is we've got to see the reality we live in. There are many opportunities, but the question is, how do we accommodate and support initiative, and how do we support inspiration? The Arctic Inspiration Prize has evolved, now introducing 3 new regional selection committees, one for the Yukon and one for the area of the new territories, and one for the Nunavut. This brings in more regional knowledge to the selection process, given that the programs and projects will be evaluated by the people who are aware of the people who have submitted those particular projects. Very deserving nominations have been awarded. Each year there'll be more demand on funding that is available. Because where success is, that's where people go. People go to success. Everyone in their heart, no matter how small that they have, how little they have, everyone wants to feel good about themselves. Everybody wants to be challenged within a moving society. And I feel very strongly that the more that we have this kind of support that we're talking about tonight, the more we'll be able to move ahead. And it isn't to say that government programs are not good. It's not to say that government programs don't meet the criteria, but they're so damn boring and so damn, well, that's it, you know. They only fit that little criteria, and man, let's not go outside of that. You might be in trouble with your boss. So I'm sure our benefactors are not afraid of going outside their boss because they got no boss. But we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for what you've done for us. Thank you for leading the way.
I've been summoned.
and then where do you want to?
You can announce the finalists.
Okay. Do you want to do them one at a time or all of them?
We have a slide.
I don't have a slide.
It's right there. Can you show the 2017 finalists of the Arctic Inspiration Prize on the big screen, please?
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, these ones here.
No, it's okay. That's all. That's it.
That's it?
Thank you. Thank you. So, let's find out who the winners are, who the laureates of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize are. Let's start with the youth category. North in Focus is an organization run by youth for youth. They target mental health stigma and promote self-expression and knowledge about mental health. The team behind North in Focus connects with youth through workshops, Facebook, email, and phone. They want to integrate these experiences with their mental health knowledge to create a toolkit that can be used and shaped in communities across Nunavut. Local youth, adults, and leaders will be involved in its development. This will give them a chance to build connections with youth centers and schools, find out what they need, and compile resources and materials. This toolkit will eliminate reliance on outside resources and give communities isolated from mental health treatment centers a self-sustainable resource to give timely and appropriate mental health care. The North in Focus toolkit will help youth to realize their strengths, build pride, and raise awareness about mental health.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to our presenters of this first award. Takwatamane Khatigiyabut, joining the chair of the National Selection Committee, Nelly Cornoye, prize partner Mutsunilu. Ilagiyangit, president of the Kikirtani Inuit Association, who's also the director of Nunasi Corporation, PJ Akerok, Tungasuktitauli. And the president of the National Inuit Youth Council and representing youth on the National Selection Committee, Tungasuktitaumili, Ruth Kaviok. Now please welcome to the stage the 2017 AIP Youth Laureates, North in Focus. The North in Focus team receives a carving, Sanangwagang Mituniyauyuit, titled Finding Our Connection. It's made by John Sabarin from the Daicho First Nation of Fort Simpson in the Northwest Territories. And we would like to invite the team leader, Ashley Cummings, to speak at the mic. Nakong miloni nilisiyoktan na ukaktiginyak
First of all, I'd like to thank Duncan Phillips, our nominator right here, for giving North in Focus this amazing opportunity, and Students on Ice for connecting us to each other and being a continual support as North in Focus's partner. Even I would like to thank our parents for supporting us throughout this whole process. Sorry. All the team members who aren't here, who weren't able to make it, we miss you all. And also the communities and their helpers who have helped North in Focus achieve what we have done in the past and what we will do in the future. And of course, we would like to thank the regional and national selection committees for believing in us as much as we believe in ourselves. Thank you.
Congratulations, North in Focus. We would now like to present the second laureate of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize for Youth.
Heroes elevate us, inspire us, and bring us together. They can also help us develop literacy and leadership skills. In the Dene Heroes publication project, a team of Indigenous youth will work with communities each year to plan and publish a book about Dene heroes. The final book will be distributed to all 5 communities in the Satu at celebratory events. The project will inspire Indigenous students, community members, and out-of-school youth to write about someone of Dene descent that they admire. These young team members will encourage Indigenous writers to provide contributions, learn to compile stories and pictures, format the contributions, and then design, edit, and publish the book. By learning about and sharing the stories of elders, talking about heroic qualities, and writing about Dene heroes, this project will enhance literacy skills in Indigenous youth and increase pride in the Dene people.
Congratulations, Dene Heroes Publication Project. And joining Nelly Cornoyer and Ruth Kavilk to present the award is President and CEO of the Denendeh Group of Companies and also a member of the Regional Selection Committee for the Northwest Territories and prize partner, Daryl Bolio. Ladies and gentlemen, Denendeh Heroes Publication Project team. And please welcome team leader Dakota Orleus.
I would like to thank everyone for attending the ceremonies and my team who are here to support me and for everyone involved with the Arctic Inspiration Prize. It's an honor and privilege to be attending and accepting this award and representing the Dene people of the Satu. Who is your hero? My hero are the Dene people of the Satu, and this book honors the Dene people from the past, present, and future. The funds from this award will help me and my team publish books like this. In addition, this book gives the Dene people a voice and a place in Canadian literature, and also to keep the Dene culture and traditions alive by having a library of Dene heroes in every home in the Satu. Thank you.
I would just like to introduce who the carving went to, if I can have the information on the carvings, please. And so the Dene Heroes Publication Project team will receive a carving titled Young Man Helping Older Women Carry Bag While Traveling, and made by Daniel Inukbak from Inukjuak, Nunavik.
We would now like to present the third laureate of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize for Youth. Joining Nelly Cornoyer and Ruth Cavur to present the award is the mayor of the city of Whitehorse and prize partner, Dan Curtis.
Learning happens more effectively on the land. The quality of teaching is better. The students understand concepts more clearly. Research has also shown that children and youth who have empathy for the natural world carry the stewardship into adulthood. Rivers to Regis plans to open a forest school, a land-based education initiative in Whitehorse, which will provide children with regular access to a natural learning space to promote physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Their model takes the knowledge and experiences of forest schools in more temperate areas and adapts it to the needs, climate, and opportunities of the North. The school will integrate First Nations knowledge and teachings through elder involvement. A bursary fund will provide access for children from lower socioeconomic demographics. Through educator training and mentorship, Rivers to Regis plans to empower children across the Yukon to connect meaningfully with the land.
Now please welcome to the stage the 2017 AIP Youth Laureates, the Rivers to Regis. The Rivers to Regis team receives a carving titled Two Boys Helping Mother with Fishing. It's made by Adam Iningyok from Inukjuak, Nunavik, and we'd like to invite the team leader, two of them, Aaron Nicolardi and Emily Payne, to come to the microphone, please.
Thank you. We're deeply honored to accept this prize on the traditional and unceded territory of the Algonquin Nation, and we feel very fortunate to live and work on the traditional territories of the Kwanlundun First Nation and the Ta'an Kuchan Council. Our vision is to connect as many children across the North to the land in meaningful ways.
And this work is not possible without the wider community around us. That's why we're here on the stage. We want to thank all of the supporters and the people that have stand by us and continue to stand by us. And also the AIP, this amazing prize, and the selection committee members that believe in their project. There is people all across the North connecting children with the land in meaningful ways, and we are just one thread woven into this tapestry of change makers. So for that we are truly grateful. Thank you.
We would now like to present the fourth and final laureate of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize for Youth.
A hockey camp offers more than just a fun way to stay active. It also builds confidence, teaches goal setting and decision making, and helps to develop friendships. The Rankin Rock Hockey Camp in Rankin Inlet offers all of this to both camp leaders and its participants. Youth will build their leadership capacity through this hands-on experiential learning opportunity as coaches and leaders of the camp. Enhancing their own skills and self-confidence, they will plan and carry out the program while also becoming role models and mentors for more than 150 participants. They will teach skating and puck handling, work on stretching, cardiovascular and strength training, and discuss personal wellness, nutrition, and healthy life choices. The group aims to include a chef in their program to teach healthy eating and food preparation. This also allows the group to offer nutritional lunches on site while focusing on team building at the same time. So thrilled with the positive effects they have seen, Rankin Rock Hockey Camp plans to expand this model to other communities.
And joining Nelly Cornoyer to present the awards are prize partners Nunavut Premier Paul Kwasa and Nunavut Tungabik President Aluki Kutip. And now please welcome to the stage 2017 AIP Youth Laureates, Rankin Rock Hockey Camp.
Awesome. Woohoo!
The Rankin Rock Hockey Camp receives a traditional Tlingit paddle made by Lorraine Wolf from the Carcross Tagish First Nation, Yukon. And we would like to invite team leader David Clark to come to the mic.
I just gotta say, growing up in Rankin Inlet, I've never dreamed of something like this. All the hours spent on frozen lakes and street hockey with my buddies, never would have dreamed of this. So on behalf of my team, I'd like to thank Arnold. Oh, geez, sorry. I'm a little overwhelmed and I'm a little bit emotional, sorry. The founders of the Arctic Inspiration Prize and also the selection committee. I'd also like to thank our nominator, the Kivaluk Inuit Association. I want to thank my whole team standing here with me tonight. Get ready, there's a lot more work to do. Most of our youth leaders could not be here today. A lot of them are in post-secondary school or in high school right now and could not leave their studies to attend a great event like this, and I am very proud of that. My advice for the award winners tonight and everybody in here is to follow your heart, do it with passion, and it will lead to great things, nights like tonight. Thank you.
Ang night ang Otilu, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause for the laureates of the inaugural Arctic Inspiration Prize for Youth. Woo! We're on to the second category of the Arctic Inspiration Prize. This is for Northern-led teams with innovative projects up to $500,000. Dakwatung tisimiyavut, khatang nealuktut, kinaw yamisik kimiktu niyalutik. We now present you with our first laureate in the AIP category.
The Carcross Tagish First Nation wants to rebuild and strengthen the community connections and relationships that protected and nurtured their children for thousands of years. Long ago, the peacemaking circle was at the center of their community life. But violent, traumatic colonial invasions disrupted the traditional ways of living, like gathering, storytelling, and decision-making that kept their relationships strong. These disruptions have resulted in family violence, trauma, substance abuse, school dropouts, crime, and suicide. The Our Families, Our Way, the Peacemaking Circle project aims to merge the best of old and new ways to heal and build healthy relationships. For the benefit of children and the community, they want to empower people to reclaim their responsibilities to family, clan, and community. Through a family act and an innovative peacemaking circle curriculum tailored to the needs of the North and the strengths of Northerners, the group wants to grow children and families that thrive.
Joining Nellie Cournoyer to present the award, our prize partner, Yukon Premier Sandy Silver, and from the Kluane First Nation, Mathia Alatini, who is also a member of the AIP National Selection Committee and a Regional Selection Committee for Yukon. Please welcome to the stage the 2017 AIP laureates, Our Families, Our Way, the Peacemaking Circle. The Our Families, Our Way, the Peacemaking Circle team receives a carving titled Mother Comforting Her Son. They have a close relationship. This was made by Lucas Ihaluk from Inukjuak, Nunavik. And it looks very heavy. Got the Staley Luke. All right, we're going to invite the team leader, Lori Duncan, now to speak with a few words.
I want to thank you very, very much. We're so honored to receive this award on behalf of our team, and we have a wonderful team. I would like to hand this over to Bev, who has helped to create this wonderful project from the very beginning. Bev?
Ganeshish. Ganeshish. Hello. Thank you to everyone. We are honored to receive this prestigious award. We would like to thank our nominator, Gordon Foundation. Thank you. Thank you. The Gordon Foundation has worked with our First Nation for many years. They helped us develop legislation about our family. This project is new and innovative, and it builds on the work of so many amazing people, some who have passed on and who had the courage to advocate for the peacemaking circles. We are standing on their shoulders, and this reward is as much for them as anybody here today. This project is a continuation of the processes our ancestors started out as we went towards self-determination through the fundamental and foundational document entitled Together Today for Our Children Tomorrow. Colonization, oppression, Indian residential school, and other matters have brought us to a place where there are many social issues. The training is a step towards implementing our family legislation, which recognizes that our families are the essential building blocks of our community and places primary responsibility for children on every relationship within our families, our clans, and our communities. Our ancestors did everything in circles and in cycles. All things in creation are in balance. We are striving to regain this balance. This is very important to us. Our goal is to reclaim what we used to have, healthy families. And for this, our families, our way, bringing us home, Gunashish for all of the support we have received. Gunashish, Gunashish.
We will now present the second laureate in the AIP category.
The kayak program will engage young people in revitalizing the art of handcrafting kayaks, traditional to the Chesterfield Inlet area in Nunavut. Since 2004, youth have been learning how to build and paddle Greenlandic kayaks based on another people's history. Under this program, Inuit youth between the ages of 13 and 21 will work with local knowledge keepers and elders to build and paddle kayaks based on the design of those used in their own region hundreds of years earlier. The students will also create a special kayak to be shipped to other communities as a teaching resource. The kayak program will engage youth in revitalizing a rich part of their history and instill pride in their culture.
Joining Nellie Cournoyer to present the award are President of Kivalliq Inuit Association and prize partner David Ningyongan, and former Premier of Nunavut and a member of the National Selection Committee, Eva Ariek. Please welcome to the stage 2017 AIP laureates, the Kayak Program. The Kayak Program team receives a drawing representing traditional knowledge made by Kavavau Manumi from Cape Dorset, Nunavut. We would like to invite team leader Glenn Brocklebank to come to the mic.
Koyennami, Uvanga Glenn Brocklebank Igluligarjok Ilianarvik, Hanwipi. The kayak program was. I didn't even make it through the opening words. The kayak program was born out of a love of water. Focus. In the interest of students, who knew that 14 years later we would have a flotilla of boats on the water built and covered by our own students? I promised right there, too. The kayaks we've made and the program we've created, they're more than just boats on the waters with students paddling them. It's an opportunity for students to feel connected to something within them. It's a part of them. And they can't sense or feel it until they're in a kayak. As one of our students said the very first day on the water back in 2005, I feel like a real Enoch. This program is catered to over 150 students. They've tested their own limits and the limits of our gear. Leaky suits, leaky boats, some super impressive cannonballs, and all of it creates moments and memories that go beyond classroom learning and expand experience of our student into skills and confidence that they will take with them throughout their lives. We've had former students come up to us and say years later to express how important the program was for them. Whether it was overcoming the fear of water or learning how to tackle any challenge that was placed in front of them. The program taught them more than anything we could have taught or found in a book. The tradition of kayak lives in our students and through this program, and we are so grateful to have been awarded this prize, and so that we can continue with something that has meant so much to so many. Koyennami.
We now present the third and final laureate in the AIP category.
Good. In the late 1990s and the early years of the new millennium, a series of suicides led the community of Inukjuak to examine the root causes of these tragedies. Loss of identity, low self-esteem, and limited connection to Inuit culture surfaced. To reclaim a sense of self and hope, the Unak Men's Association of Inukjuak paired young men with elders and experienced hunters to pass on traditional training and values. The association has already succeeded in promoting Inuit culture among youth, but extensive and intensive programs are needed to plant deeper roots for long-lasting change. The intensive traditional program development aims to give young men their bright futures back. It will foster strong leaders, teach men how to hunt and provide for their community, and plan for continual knowledge transfer so future generations enjoy economic success in line with traditional activities.
Joining Nelly Cornoyer to present the award, our prize partners, President of Makivik Corporation, Charlie Watt, and the Kativik Regional Government, President Jennifer Manik Watkins. Tungasuk tita ulitak ko. Tunisisiyut ukununga. Please welcome to the stage the 2017 AIP laureates, the UNAVOX Men's Association Intensive Traditional Program Development. The Intensive Traditional Program Development Team receives a carving titled Spirit Moose. It's been made by Dennis Shorty from Ross River, Yukon. Wow. Dan nakay ko lang miyabot nilikay na lang ang mat si Muninal Turak. Ukakay na si Miyuk, team member si Muninal Turak, to the microphone.
Okay. First of all, I thank the women of Inuktitut who inspired us to start our own men's program. We had a lot of problems, like suicide and so on, that our women were trying to deal with in the 1990s. Also thank those good people for the prize. I said I would not try to take long. Anyway, our organization started in 1990s because women at one of their meetings shouted to us, "Where are our women or our men? What are they doing?" They were trying to deal with 19 suicides that happened in 1 month at that time. They finally said, "Where the hell are our women, our men?" So we promised them we'd try to set up an organization that would try to help themselves, the men, so that they would be able to help their families and then their community. At one point, I was a young man that ended up in the hospital, and then a chain of residential schools. By the time I came back home, I went hunting with my father, rest his soul, and a group of his own age men. I could not understand what they were talking about when they were talking animals, land, ice, snow, and everything else they talked about out there. We had lost so many things. We counted 53 and more of Inuit values, traditions, and everything else Inuit. I found out that if my father knew this much in Inuktitut, I knew this much. And if we continued with the education system that they put in place, our children would end up knowing half of what we know, you know? And their children will know in Inuktitut way of life half. This will eventually disappear, you know? This prize will help us in some ways to open this back, you know? I think the people that are with me, our families, and all the people here, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the laureates of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize. These are the laureates of the AIP of up to $500,000. Congratulations, everyone.
Good one.
We would like to acknowledge all of tonight's nominators and our network of AIP ambassadors who have the important job of seeking out, mentoring, and nominating teams for the annual Arctic Inspiration Prize. From prize years 2012 to 2016, the $1 million Arctic Inspiration Prize was available to between 1 and 5 teams. And only once it went to one single team, Foxy, in 2014. And starting tonight, $1 million will be awarded to one team annually. The team that wins has reached or excelled the full criteria for the category. The team is diverse with an innovative project that promises to make broad impact across the Arctic or profound impact within a smaller geographical area.
We'd ask the presenters to please join us on stage with National Selection Committee Chair Nelly Cournoyer. We have joining us partner and Premier of the Northwest Territories, Bob McLeod, and the Chair of the Arctic Inspiration Prize Board of Trustee, Patty Balsillie, here to present the $1 million award. My heart's beating, and I'm just a MC. The laureate of the 2017 $1 million Arctic Inspiration Prize is, drumroll, the Arctic Indigenous Wellness Project.
Suffer silently in the streets. Indigenous men and women are at a greater risk of suicide, substance abuse, homelessness, or incarceration than their non-Indigenous peers. Current programs on the land or in the confines of conventional counseling rooms are not reaching the most at-risk individuals. Born out of a vision by elders in the Northwest Territories and Nunavut, The Arctic Indigenous Wellness Project looks to bridge land-based programs with conventional mental health services to create a wilderness urban healing site in Yellowknife. In traditional teepees and canvas tents, counselors and healers will teach traditional ceremonies, medicine, food preparation, and language. Supporting people who have left their communities all around the north and targeting the root causes of trauma, identity, and cultural loss will decrease homelessness and reduce the risk of suicide and incarceration for Indigenous people living on the streets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team of the Arctic Indigenous Wellness Project.
The Arctic Indigenous Wellness Project team receives a carving entitled Sedna, the Protector. It's made by Kuvenak Tuliak Tapaungay from Kingay, Cape Dorset, Nunavut. And we would like to invite the team member, Besha Blondin, to speak on behalf of the team.
Kone samasidia. Denelon kani beganelon goti kaniga unte. Nachaji kani unte. I want to thank Arno, Sima, and all the elders that lived for centuries in the north. I want also to thank you because you believe that our minds and our hearts will come back together so that we can heal the Arctic. Our elders' dream has come true. The elders have been waiting for this for a long time. To bring back all our gifts that we are born with so that we can unite the Arctic as one people. To make it the best for the future so that we can take this role to help people in the Arctic to heal, to make our people well. Those performances with the youth that were here, they told us that story that we all believe in the Arctic. I want to thank them for all the gifts of that knowledge so that we can be able to continue on healing the North. We see in the future there will be no more pain, struggling. We reunite together in a big group. We're going to do a big difference in the North. And all my people here in their homes in the Arctic, I want to thank all the elders for doing their work today. We will have a brighter future. We believe with our program that's been developed in the North, it's for the Inuit people, Inuvialuit people, Dene people, and Métis people. We decided to organize it in a circle so that we can be able to all work together in the Arctic so that we can be the best that we can be for the future. Masicho.
The 2017 $1 million Arctic Inspiration Prize laureates.
Hey. Upigibatigit ilunasi. Congratulations to all of tonight's laureates of the 2017 Arctic Inspiration Prize. We cannot help but be proud of all the teams who have worked so hard to build their teams, put their minds together to come up with impactful initiatives and get nominated.
And of course, the Arctic Inspiration Prize will soon be calling for nominations for the next prize year. And I am very excited to announce that the next AIP Awards ceremony will be in Whitehorse, Yukon. In partnership with the Arctic Indigenous Investment Conference and the Yukon Art Center.
We're going west, we're going west. Nakumik ang iyok palong mik ilunasi. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight to celebrate Northern achievement and excellence. Upigusupunga inugiami.
And thank you again to all the partners and all the ambassadors of the Arctic Inspiration Prize.
And I'm going to take my shoes off. You don't have anything to complain about. But I'm just going to remind everyone to not forget, please join us for a post-ceremony reception in the Parliament foyer. Another round of applause for all the great people here. Thank you.
And we ask all the laureates and the presenters to come to the stage for group photos. Thank you. Good night, everyone, and thank you for coming.
Good night.
We did it. Yeah.
Do you have to carry me out? No. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good job, Al.
Oh, I know.
So
Thank you so